Welcome, everybody, to Dangerous Ideas, featuring your host, Dr. John Paul Danger. It's good to see everybody this evening. This is the launch of my show, which we'll see where it goes. It's probably going to be a little bit odd, a little bit strange, a little bit pedantic. But tonight, we are going to talk about cultural supremacy. And I think that this is a really, really, really important issue that I think is being missed right now, sadly. And I think it's necessary that we talk about this, that we clarify this, and that we work towards a culture that is supreme, that is superior. Because today, all we have is a bunch of freaking goofball libertarians running around and demanding that they have whatever they want and that they do whatever they want all the time. And as we see, and as we've seen, this has caused quite a ruckus. Excuse me for a moment while I sort myself. But this has caused quite a ruckus because the issue is everybody just wants to do whatever the hell they want to do all the time. Unmute, bro. But if it's anything like what the Indians want to do or the Muslims want to do culturally, well, we're going to be either steaming poop in our houses as we worship our quote-unquote new god, or if it's Muslims, then what we're going to end up doing is we're going to end up bending to their will, and it will be their way above all other ways. And as we know, we're to be their servants. Now, if it's the Judaized way, well, the dispensational way, then you ought bow down, because that's our culture today. Our culture today is do what you want as long as it fits in with everyone else. And sadly, we've all tried to do that. Every one of us, myself and every viewer that is watching this, that will watch this, we've all tried to fit in and be part of some kind of discombobulated libertarian ideology of do as thou will, believe as thou will, worship as thou will, dance in some crazy place with a bunch of smoke machines and some creepy dude wearing a pink shirt and popping his butthole while he sings about how wonderful he's become. And it's not about us and how wonderful we become, because we can only hope to become wonderful. If we're already wonderful, what is there then? What is there to work towards? All there is the glut, the leisure, the sitting in our domicile, watching our Netflix, playing our video games, doing nothing more than wasting away and destroying our lives. Because that's what they want. They'd rather useful peons than people that are doing things, that are creating things, that are putting beauty into the world. Because beauty is dangerous. And when you have dangerous things that go against norms, those that are in control and desire some kind of system that is totally the opposite of what the way creation was originally set up, you get conflict. And they know this. And that's why we see the endless wars. That's why we see constant fighting. That's why we see all of these odd dialectics that are pushed in our face. Well, it's the Jews, or well, it's the blacks, or well, it's the white man, especially the white men. They're dangerous and they're horrible and they're sexist and they're awful and they're rapists. Grapists. Excuse me, YouTube. But, there's always a victim and always a victimizer. And as long as that conflict is always put forward, then there's no way for any kind of collective culture. They can keep the culture divided. They can keep us broken. They can keep us separated. But then you may ask, well, what kind of culture would be superior? Where would I find a place that I can thrive, that my family can thrive, that my life matters to some extent in the overall purpose of the society, and that I'm not set against my neighbor, that I don't try to hide from my neighbor, that I don't have things that are cutting me off from the real world so that I rest in some lap of luxury, but instead I want to go and put forth effort for my community, for other people, that I value others and others' lives equally to my own, that I love my neighbor as myself. Well, this is an odd thing that most have trouble understanding, because isn't it liberty above all? Isn't it, hey, you know what? I'm going to go out and I'm going to party and I'm going to do what I want. I want to be a cute, beautiful, pink wizard ninja turtle. And I can have fun and pop my butthole on stage for everyone. And I'll make $5.99 of you. Or is it instead that we're all designed as perfect creations that are in a fallen world and that are drawn into deceit and destruction daily and need salvation daily? And so maybe instead of us trying to figure out how we can have what we want, instead we figure out how can we work towards being better. Better not only to ourselves, better not only to our common man, but better in the order that God designed us. Now, that's crazy. We got a lot of atheists, I'm sure, that they hear that and they're like, but I don't believe there's a God. And the sad thing is still those atheists, those that are broken away from any kind of substantial reality, still have to borrow from the reality of others that have standards, that have principles. Because if we are broken away from a designer, then there is no design. It's all either determined or chaos. And if it is the case that it's determined or that it's chaos, or both, I don't know. I'm not a full-blown retard. But if it is any of those things, then it is the case that we're just floating out here. And why is it wrong that I do something or that someone else does something? What's wrong with slavery? What's wrong with hacking my neighbor up and feeding him to my goats and then eating the goat shit because I want recycled human flesh?
I would be pretty pissed off about that.
The question is that we must ask ourselves is, why are things wrong? And what is right? What is the good? What is the good for each and every one of us, and for those that we care about, that we love? Like, what are we working towards? What are we putting the time into? Today, I worked probably, 10 hours, 8 or 10 hours on a treehouse. A treehouse I probably won't hang out in very often unless it's really, really cold during the winter and I have the fire going, but it's not enough and I need a nice warm shelter. Maybe I'll go sneak into that treehouse. And it's not just for my children, because they were the ones that wanted the treehouse. And it's not just for their friends, and it's not just for their neighbors, but it's for anyone that comes and wants to bask in the blessings and the beauty and the majesty that has been provided to every single one of us as humans. But do we grasp it, or do we sit by and do we let it just kind of flutter off into nowhere land? That's the question that we all need to ask ourselves. Like, is it just some kind of wasted endeavor? All right, well, hello over there in the Twitter space. I just noticed that I'm completely off with you guys over there, but I'll pop you all in, and eventually I'll open up the phone lines, and we can chat about all kinds of awful, horrible things. But tonight I'm playing around with OBS. I'm not doing anything where I can pop a bunch of people on video. Eventually that's going to come, but I'd love to have some conversations with some folks here. But anyways, in short, and kind of round up what I was building towards earlier, is there's one culture that is supreme over all cultures. And maybe that culture is not here yet today. Or maybe that culture is hiding away somewhere in a small parish and slowly brewing. And that culture may be on the precipice of breaking free and completely and totally transforming this nation. And may the Lord have mercy, the entire world. But it's that culture that needs to be foundational. And if we don't have that foundational culture, then what ends up happening is we are all just broken apart. And in our broken nature, we're just batteries to a system that doesn't care about us, that doesn't value life, that doesn't value any morality, doesn't value any principles. It is get what you can get now before anyone else. Destroy everyone around you as fast as you can so you can get to the top. And when you turn 80, then you can pick your butthole in a rocking chair and say you retired on a stack of cash. And who the hell cares? I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to do that. I want to die working for other people. I want to die working for the church. I want to die working for Christ. And I know that's not very popular, and I know that's not very freaking cool. But that's where I'm at. I'm not a white Hebrew Israelite or a black Hebrew Israelite, although sometimes I wish I was a little bit more black so that I could get a couple more extra points and have a higher stature in any kind of argument, so that I could have something to rest on, some kind of victim mentality to rest on. But for now, I'll just say I'm a white guy. I mean, we get it bad. We're working on our victim card, working really, really hard. But in a supreme culture, there's no victim card. There's only the culture. And there's only the family. There's only the church that establishes and is foundational to all those things. Without that, you have a direct democracy that tells you that whoever screams the loudest, whoever is the biggest victim, makes policy, writes the laws, tells everyone what to do. But I mean, is that realistic? For many years, in my, as a friend of mine put it, in my anarcho-Christian days, when I was still looking for the church, one of the issues that I noticed was I had lots and lots of people telling me, yeah, America is a Christian nation. It's 100% Christian. It was established on Christian morality, Christian faith, so on and so forth. And while I could see there was some kind of point in some kind of disconnected, colloquial way The issue remained the governmental structure was not parallel or an image of the kingdom of heaven or the structure of God. Not at all. No, in fact, this is the moment in the Garden of Eden where Eve says, you know what? I don't choose God. I choose myself. I choose liberty above all. I choose the pursuit of happiness. I choose my life. The unholy trinity of self. That's the premise of America, sadly. And it has been. I don't care what anybody's, oh no, but the forefathers, they really liked reading the Bible. Well, so do Masons, so do Satanists, even atheists read the Bible. And many of them even agree that Jesus Christ was at least a man. So, what is somebody claiming they're a Christian but not paralleling the kingdom of heaven actually say? And what is the outcome of all the cause that was 1776 today? What's the outcome? Babies. Millions of babies. A million babies every flipping year. Butchered. You point it out and you say, hey, you know what? These women are butchering babies. And what's the first thing they say? Don't blame the women. They're victims. They don't know any better. Well, guess what? I just killed Bob down the street. Butchered him. Butchered him dead. But I didn't know any better. I thought it was just a cheesecake practice, like cheesecake cutting practice, you know? That's all I thought it was. So, like, why am I being held responsible for first-degree murder? I don't understand. Please explain this to me. It's not fair. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't follow. It's not logically consistent. Oh, but those babies inside, they're not life. Well, oddly enough, the identity of a human always goes through the stage of embryonic process, of fetal process. And we don't end any kind of process until our bodies pass away. We're in the process of childhood, process of teenage years, process of adulthood, process of elderly age. None of those things ever change. Like, as long as you make it there, you're going to do it. In fact, one could argue there are fewer humans that become elderly. Therefore, elderly people are less human than humans in general. So, if we are going to make the case that abortionists love to make, then it would be the case that it would actually be more acceptable to butcher old people, because old people are distinctly less human than humans in general, because not all humans become elderly. But that's where the logic goes. It's insane. Yes, very, very insane. It's maddening, in fact. But that's where we're at. Like, it's just my truth. I just believe that those aren't babies. I believe that they aren't human. Oh, well, you know, I know that you appeal to science for your COVID mask. And I know you appeal to science for your evolution. And I know you appeal to your science for some kind of transitioning because somebody has a mental state, even though it's soft psychological science. You'll appeal to that. But as soon as I appeal to the consensus of 95% of doctors on when life begins, all of a sudden, you freaking prolapse. You lose your nut. You just black out. And this was all already pre-set up. Like, a lot of people want to say Hibbler and Saul Alinsky and Aleister Crowley and whatever that chick's name from that set up Planned Parenthood, Hitler's little buddy. These folks are not the first moment of it all. These folks aren't the gun that's getting pulled. They're just a product of a fallen culture. Of a culture divorced from the church. A culture with the separation of church and state. That's all they are. They're just a product of this. It's just a mode in which I can say what my truth is. I believe a group of people is better than me. And recently I've been attempting to have some kind of, open some kind of conversation with race realists. These people are so fun. So super fun. And what I found is they're no different than the flippin' people that they hate. They have no argument. They just like it that their skin's lighter. You start picking at their genetic history, they lose it. Give me a moment. Anyways, right back to you guys. So, cultural supremacy. We have race realists right now that say racial supremacy is necessary. My problem is, like, okay, if we're all whites, then what do we all agree on that we know will be the case? What is the morality? What's the culture? Is it German culture? Is it Scottish culture? Swedish culture? Is it French culture? Are they even white? Is it Italian culture? Are they even white? How about Russian culture? Is it Russian culture? They're freaking Asian. Is it Russian culture? Greek culture? Are they white? I don't know. I'm getting tired of this race realism, and they're so afraid. They won't defend their position. They're completely afraid. And when I ask them, well, what is the substantial aspect? Like, what grounds what you believe? Like, what grounds white culture? What is the foundation of white culture? What white culture are you pointing to? What white race are you pointing to? What do they share? Is it just like a bunch of white people that go and sit in pods and like watch OnlyFans all day? I don't understand. Like, tell me, please. Give me something I can bite my teeth into so I can understand a little bit better what race realism is, what being white means. Because I'll be honest with you. Like, I don't like a lot of the stuff I'm seeing out on TV, right? I don't like seeing, blacks freaking doing awful crap to all kinds of people. I don't like seeing whites doing all kinds of awful crap to people. I don't like seeing Mexicans do all kinds of evil crap to other people. But what's guaranteed, now I understand there's statistics and some groups are more violent or more awful than others. But what needs to be understood is, like, there's just evil people. And if there's no culture to stand against evil people, if there's no standard to stand against evil people, if there's no people to stand against evil people, because all the people say, you know what, do whatever you want, liberty above all. That's what's glorious. That's what's beautiful. Look, I made my own church. It's called the Church of Pop in My Butthole for fun. Like, what binds us together? What makes any of this real? It's all flippin' pretend at this point. All of it. Tell me what part of America is actually real, and it's not some LARP, not some catchphrase, not some empty platitude of, oh yeah, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Don't take my guns away, 1776. Like, that's great. Like, yeah. In truth, if somebody's going to keep their things, or if somebody chooses to do something, they can do it. Whether it be keeping their guns, or protecting their family, or standing in church, worshiping God. If they choose to do it, they can do it. The only thing stopping them is death. There's lots of evil things we can do, and there's lots of good things we can do. And who's pointing the culture to do good things? That's the question. Who? Who's pointing the culture to do good things? Who's even caring for the culture? It's all nominal. It's all pluralistic. It's all just fugazi. Fugazi. It's just kind of like, it's there. Who cares? It's just there. I believe what I want to believe. I do what I want to do. I freaking smoke crack with my friends on the weekends because that's what I want to do. We all have a choice. Do we work together? Do we stand on each other's backs and demand that others give us something? Demand rights absent duty? Scream for my God-given liberties? Show me where God gave you your liberty to freaking chop your dick off. Show me where that's at. Show me where that's at. Show me where you got your God-given liberty to just say whatever sloppy, nasty, evil shit you want. Show me where God gave that to you, and show me what God that is. Because guess what? There's no culture behind that. Not a real one. Like India, they cook poopy pies in their house at certain times of year. Poopy incense. Like, we like to sniff incense. We don't sniff poopy incense. But when this country becomes Hindu, or when it becomes Islam, but just for the sake of argument, let's say it becomes Hindu, get ready for them poopy pie smelly times. Because that's what's coming. They have a culture. Yeah, it's a backwards, retarded, or ridiculous culture. But they have a culture. We don't. We just do whatever the hell we want. As long as it's permitted by the government. We do whatever we want. We have no shared commitments. We have no shared duties. We have no shared expectations. It's just get what you can get it now, and hurry up. And it's been like this for a really long time. And the last 100 years have been horrible. Horrible for this. So we need to come to a point where we're willing to sacrifice what we want for the greater good of everyone. Every one of those in our culture. All of those we love. All of those we care for. And we're supposed to love and care for all. Even if they're that angry black dude stabbing the chick on the train. We care for that guy too. We ask for the Lord's mercy on him. Yeah, it's totally evil what he did. But he's still God's creation. Completely, like nearly separated himself from God's creation. And a lot of us are doing the same damn thing every day. It's something we need to do to work ourselves back towards his purity, back towards his love, back towards his church. Because that's where the culture's at. I'm sorry to tell you. My first day in liturgy, when I was walking out, the first time when I was inquiring, I walked out and my daughter looked up at me and she said, "Daddy, you know, I haven't seen many of our people before today. but I think our people are in here. And I said, what do you mean? And she goes, they just like love Jesus more than anybody else I've ever seen. That's all that's here. Is Christ, Jesus. That's a culture. You might not agree with that culture. You might like poopy pants India culture. But the superior culture is a Christian culture. Life has dignity. Men and women, they have dignity. There's a meaning to life. There's something to work towards. There isn't this assumption of some kind of viciously circular presupposition. There's not just like, oh yeah, I just believe it because I believe it. That's what they have in America. That's American culture. I believe it because I believe it. I believe I'm trans because I'm trans. I believe in the Bible because I believe in the Bible. It's no different. It's the same thing. My neighbor gave me the damn hamster. Here you go. Take the hamster back, dude. Don't let the dog eat it. Okay. I don't know how long I was muted. But to kind of circle back a little bit, what I was stating was we need to very much work towards building a culture. As young men, as women, it needs to be on all of us to rebuild a culture together. And it needs to be one church, not a cacophony of churches, not just whatever the hell you want it to be. It needs to be one church with a normative authority that you don't get to go and hop and skip from one place to the next. You don't get to go make it up as you go. You don't get to believe in your own freaking weird goofball version where it's hard to do those kind of things, where it's very difficult to go and abort your child, where it's difficult to go and chop your dingus off, where it's difficult to just sit in your home and be useless. We need to return a monarchy back. Then we have a king we can hold accountable, that is accountable directly to God. This broken system that we have today now has an excess of kings. They say, oh no, I'm a politician. I'm a senator. I'm a congressman. They're all kings. You see them break the laws and do all kinds of evil things over and over and over again. And nobody holds them accountable. No one holds them accountable. The courts just go, well, they have immunity. They're congressmen. They're senators. You know, there's like all these liberals that are worried about the president, you know, and President Trump and all of the goofball stuff he's done. The one thing we can say is, of any of the politicians, apparently the president can be held the most accountable. Can be put in jail. Can have his whole life upturned, even when he's not even serving, when there's another president in power. So why wouldn't it necessarily be the case that we could not have a king that we hold directly accountable, who sets up judges, who holds judges accountable, and who knows that the care of his people is of the utmost importance because the efficacy of his position rests on the people. Once we have that culture, because that culture is, once we have that culture, once we have that governance, then we are paralleling the kingdom of heaven. A lot of people don't like it because we're raised in this like liberty above all, like three forms of government, or three pillars of government. Having a Jim Bob moment right now. But we have these 3 pillars of government. You know, we have the judicial, the executive, and we have Congress. And as we do this, what ends up happening is it just all fights against each other. It all breaks apart. But realistically, what needs to happen is we need to return and look towards paralleling the kingdom of heaven. Give me a moment, everyone. I have to solve a problem that I didn't make. Well, I tried to put you guys in the second screen, but I was busy chasing a hamster that had got loose in the house. But anyways, so what I'd like to do now that I've So what I'd like to do is if anybody is in the X space and wants to come in and chat, or if anybody, well, yeah, that's really right now the only way that I have available for y'all to come in. But if you'd like to come in, I'd love to have you. So go over to the X space. It's under Cultural Supremacy. Pop in. We can chat about this kind of stuff. I'd like to. And so far, it's been fun. It's not as wide open as I wanted it to be because I couldn't get any of those ridiculous race realists to come on here and actually hash it out. They don't argue their position at all. So when you're unwilling to argue your position, you tend to just say stupid stuff. Turns into like a scene from Idiocracy. Anyways, so we'll look at some fun. There was actually some guys today, and I missed most of it because I was having a bunch of fun building a treehouse. But I had some guys over here, and we're gonna go check this out because this was a hilarious argument that was going on. Oh, let's see here, and we'll pop up notifications here. And if Ortho Gamer comes back in, I will chat you up, bro. Come on in here. Let's talk some trash. I know you like to say awful things and upset so many damn freaking Protestants all the time, dude. You're such a nasty guy. You're like literally the most horrible guy that I know. He's probably one of the most horrible guys. I mean, anybody would ever meet. Just the meanest dude. But that's why we like him around here. We like him mean. But anyways, Mr. Westford had said, atheism is a collective mental asylum being ran by charlatans and scam artists LARPing as a religion. And Zanio he kind of has some a little fun with it, right? Oh, hold on a minute. I was going to walk through this, but, here we go. So Mr. Justin Thomas, this man, he's an intellectual, a massive intellectual. And what he ended up doing was he ended up ceding that his presupposition is completely reason and evidence, and that anybody that would believe that those things would necessitate a mind, they're just believing in a fairy tale. And when it was pointed out to him that, well, then it would be the case that his fairy tale would be something akin to reason and evidence, because he cannot provide it materially as he expects in the evidentiary of God, then what is the difference? And in fact, his steps are further down. They have to presuppose a bunch of other goofy stuff. And with that, he just kind of collapsed and started crying and going all kinds of upset and breaking down. Now, Xanio he's another one of them that's pretty mean guy. Pretty awful guy. Like probably one of the meanest. Up there, Mike. But yeah, he just kind of like slammed on this guy. Anyways, there was some fun stuff today that I saw earlier before I started running around outside. Usually I'm on here like having fun with everybody and talking all kinds of like awful things. But we can go and see what everybody's up to again. Actually, what I'd like to do is let's cover a little news. And I'm going to cover this on the fly because I have not been up on the news recently. Now, I mean, as we've watched and we've seen, Donald Trump can't decide whether or not he's at war with Iran or not at war with Iran, or if he's won or if he's lost. It kind of tends to be his problem, is he never knows if he's winning or losing. He's kind of always in some kind of he's always kind of in some kind of like state of like flux. Like, we're winning, we aren't winning, we're at war, we're not at war. It just depends on the day. And look everyone, what did I tell you? We got Iran right back on the freaking front page, baby. We're still rolling. We're still kicking butt, dude, over there. Like, we won like 16 times in the last 6 months. And guess what? We're still fighting. That's how many times we won. We won so many times, we're still fighting. Okay? I mean, that's kind of how it feels like when I debate. So maybe I do have something in common with Donald Trump and this administration. Now, some of the other fun things, that we've got going on is we've had like a lot of good people pass away here recently, which has been sad. But the actual crazy thing is how much more relevant that's been in the news and how much we keep winning and losing against Iran over and over again. It's wild. Like, everybody is more concerned about what the next Hollywood actress is going to do. The Paige chick, the chop off my tits chick in the Odyssey. Everybody's more concerned about like how chopped her tits are in that movie than they are about like what's going on at home, what's going on here. We're more concerned about what's going on with Iran. Well, a fifth of all the oil goes through the canal over there. And so, people have a reason to kind of be concerned about that. But you wonder, are we playing Sun Tzu's The Art of War, or are we playing like hopscotch here? Because I don't know. Like, I understand, like, propaganda is really good, like saying, oh, we're winning, when we're actually losing. That's what Sun Tzu says, is pretend like you're super big when you're actually very small. And when you're very large, pretend like you're very small. But I'm not seeing movement either way. I'm just seeing the administration over and over again tell us that they're not sure if they're winning or losing. And it seems to be like the case with a lot of different stuff. They tell us things like evolution's true. You go, oh, okay. Can you show me? Can you show me it's true? Just like Iran. Can you show me we're actually winning? Well, no. Just presuppose it. Presuppose it. Presuppose the thing that we're telling you because we're telling you to do it. We told you to believe this. We told you to believe that we've won with Iran. We told you to believe we need more money for the fight in Iran. Hey, we told you to believe you need to give more money to Israel right now. Maybe all that stuff doesn't matter. Maybe that war doesn't matter. Maybe the president doesn't matter. Maybe this country does not matter. Maybe what matters is the church. Building that culture. And I'm going to close out because I don't think I've seen anybody come in to have some fun tonight. So I'm going to close out and I'm going to leave you guys with this. I want you guys to understand what is important is that we're here to build a culture. There's a bunch of ortho bros out here running around talking about, hey man, I'm here to find God and to crush the atheists. Well, if you're here to find God, what did Christ do? He served others. And he was the King of Kings. He's the Lord of Lords. So what are you doing? Why are you sitting going, Hibbler was kind of right. Oh my gosh, the Jubes, those guys are scurry. What does that have to do with anything? We need to be at home right now, building a culture. Maybe you're not married yet. Maybe you don't have a family yet. Maybe you don't have anything to your name. Maybe you're living in your parents' basement. But guess what? You've got a mission. Each and every one of us have a mission, and you can take it, or you can sit down in your mom and dad's basement or at your house alone and jay off to OnlyFans videos or whatever you do. Watch your sports channels or play all your video games. You can do that. But what is that doing for the culture? You're giving it all away. You're giving away what right now is so available to us because there isn't one here. We can build a culture. We have the opportunity. The war has just started. And you're either going to fight or you're going to stay hidden in your little living room doing jack shit. And if you're just going to sit in your living room and do jack shit, I don't want you. I don't want you around. I don't want you part of my culture. I don't want you part of my country. I don't want you part of my family. Now, if you're going to sit in your living room and you can't get around, you can't do a lot. Well, you shouldn't be doing jack shit. You should be praying for the culture. You should be in your prayer corner even more than I'm able to. You should be putting your time in to the kingdom of heaven. Working towards, begging for mercy for those in the church. The church is a shelter. But when we treat it like it's just some passé pastime because we think it's hip and cool, because, hey, man, I'm an ortho bro, dude. That's what everybody's doing. No, this is actually like a war. And you can keep having babies getting butchered. You can keep all your other crap that you want to. You can keep having the entirety of reality subverted to some kind of subjective bullshit. Or you can figure out how you fit into the change. If you need to figure out, if you need help figuring it out, there's you can contact me in my DMs, and there are many others. You can contact them in their DMs. They'll send you to a parish. They can find a parish near you, and then you can ask a priest what kind of work you can do. Or you can find some folks there that you can do things for. But build culture. It's fun watching all these videos. It's fun watching Alex Soren. It's fun watching Jay Dyer. It's fun watching Cleaved Antiquity. But are we the guy in the corner chair who all he does is watch? Or are we learning and taking that knowledge to completely transform this nation to a nation truly that serves the Christ God? Anyways, with that, I'm going to leave you guys all. This was fun for a first stream, and I'll be back again. I know I need to get running around here quite a bit, and if you do come by, please like, subscribe, share, let everybody know that I'm over here playing around. I like a lot more to engage with you guys. I'd prefer to engage with you guys instead of talking and being really, really freaking suave and hella cool. I got that. I got that in doubles and triples. I got full house and everything like that. But I'd rather hang out with you guys. Talk about what our problems together and our solutions and our daily lives. Build a culture. Let's do it. God bless every one of y'all. Lord have mercy on you.